Now, a day like today, 50 years ago, former Cabinet Minister Tom Joseph Mboya was murdered on the busy government road now named Moi Avenue. Decades later, the motive of the killing remains a mystery after the gunman was executed before he could reveal his masters. This afternoon, family and the political class gathered at the Holy Family Minor Basilica to remember a man whose importance lingers on 5 decades later.
On the morning of Saturday, 5th July 1969, the then Economic Planning and Development Cabinet Minister was leaving a chemist along the Moi Avenue, but his strides were not quick enough to get him into his car before he sustained a bullet wound that defeated doctors at NAIROBI Hospital. Chaos and confusion engulfed the country that had lost one of its most promising sons who had negotiated for Kenya's independence, sitting at the Lancaster House in drafting Kenya's independence constitution. An inspiring minister whose intelligence endeared him not just to the nation but the external world, his influence not to be ignored. While the bullet may have ended his life, his legacy was evident at the Holy Family Minor Basilica this afternoon. The country's political class on the first and second liberation were represented, including Mboya's best man at his wedding to Pamela, Sir Charles Njonjo, the first native attorney general in Kenya. Mboya is best remembered for the hundreds of East Africans he facilitated to secure academic scholarships through his Africa Airlift program. Professor Leah Marangu, a former African Nazarene vice-chancellor, is one of the beneficiaries of 1960.
I initiated a conversation with him and showed him my ticket, which my husband had sent me. I told him that I was already 2 weeks late and that I did not know when the next plane would leave for America. Tom Mboya reached into his coat pocket and wrote a small message to his secretary. He told me to deliver it at Development House, where his office was located, and that I should be scheduled to depart with the first plane that would leave. To me, he was a representation of a true servant leader.
It was a wonderful, wonderful thing that Tom did, the vision of giving education, our son education to America.
Several government officials attended the memorial mass, including Interior's Dr. Fred Matiang'i, ODM leader RAILA ODINGA wearing 2 hats as he read President Kenyatta's speech, who was away in Tanzania.
In furtherance of his ideals, my administration continues to make remarkable progress in securing the future of our nation by investing more in an education that best prepares and equips our children with skills that makes them globally competitive.
ODINGA hailing the politics of Mboya, who despite his humble beginnings remained faithful to the nation upon gaining power.
Mboya was the son of a successful cutter. For long he lived in a 2-roomed house in Ziwani Estate in Eastlands. He was never an overnight millionaire. You know, he borrowed money from a bank to build his first house in Convent Drive. But at no time did he consider himself a hustler.
Tom Mboya killing was traced to Nahashon Njoroge, who was tried and executed before he could reveal who had commissioned his services. Mboya was survived by 4 children, including Dr. Susan Mboya, the wife of former Nairobi Governor Dr. Evans Kidero. Mboya's wife died in 2009 in South Africa, having served as Kenya's ambassador to different missions. Sam Kituko, Citizen TV.